I'm a former head teacher, headmistress of a girls' prep school. Left about 7 years ago doing that in order to become an educational consultant. And people want a second opinion. I think the independent schools world has changed a huge amount, the landscape, in the last sort of 10 to 15 years. It's become a lot more normal and mainstream over the last 10 years, really, to seek independent advice.
I went to Cambridge University and studied social and political sciences. I got a first-class degree. In my final year, I specialised in lots of subjects around education, educational psychology, educational sociology. It was really like my passion at university. I then went to law school and trained and worked as a family law barrister. And about 14 years ago, I decided to move back into education and to make it my career. And I thought that I could really help young people in the UK or coming to the UK with university applications, sort of maximise their chances.
Lionheart has deliberately very few consultants. The reason being that the consultants that we do have are specialists, so we only want certain people for specific age groups. We provide all areas of consultancy, obviously the standard ages of 7, 8 plus, 11 plus, 13 plus, moving of schools, and then of course the sort of sixth form applications. We've been around for a very long time. We've been coming up to 4 decades, I believe, and in that time we have seen every type of learning profile, disordered profile, emotionally dysregulated teenager that you can possibly hope to see.
Often the families that we're helping they're coming to us for a number of reasons where things perhaps haven't worked out at schools, or there are very particular things that are going on in the family. Perhaps your child is an expert in a sporting discipline or a particular academic discipline, and they want a school that really speaks to that. I like to think of it a bit like health and having somebody coordinating everything. You know, a child is multidimensional. It doesn't just have academics in isolation to everything else. There's so much more to it than that. There's the holistic, the pastoral, the sports, the personal.
I really never believed I'd be able to get back into education, and the fact that I took my GCSEs was incredible. And you know, I've just taken my A-levels. I went back to a kind of normal college, and these were things that I really didn't believe was possible before.
When I first meet a student, the most important factors to consider for me is their academic interests, what they enjoy, what they like thinking about, what they like doing. Sometimes students don't know what they want to study, but one of the most important initial factors is working that out through talking to them about all sorts of things that they're interested in and what it might lead to.
I think where we really excel is helping families who are relocating from other countries and those who are experiencing difficulties within the family, forming crisis situations. You have to have a strong relationship with the schools. You have to know their registration team very well, and they need to know you very well. You need to know the type of child that suits a certain school.
The way we do it at Lionheart is strategy and data. It's about not just choosing 5 universities that we like the sound of. It's about thinking very carefully about how we prioritise these universities, how we use admissions data when we're making these decisions, and really thinking about using every piece of information we've got available to us. I wouldn't do this work if I didn't think that I was adding serious value to my students and their families. And I think that one of the things that is crucial to that is helping children go to universities that they didn't think they could go to.
There's a lot of complexity with teenage development and the schooling ages they're meant to be at. If they're developmentally in the wrong place, the wrong time, that can have a significant impact on their mental health as an adult. We would want to meet with the parents, meet with the children, assess the children, work out where their current academic level is, and crucially what their character profile is like, so that we can start to match places that will suit them based on all of those aspects.
Not only was I struggling at school for mental health reasons, but I really struggled in the learning environment. So with my family, we decided to look for something else, and through the staff at Lionheart, they were able to get me really tailored teaching. They asked me a series of questions, like what I was given 3 different tutors, and those tutors were sort of selected based off what staff at Lionheart knew that I was like. I felt that the tutors really understood me and were also really empathetic to things that I had been through before, and were willing to work, you know, on a week-to-week basis at a pace that I needed to go at.